Hey, welcome to Farm Alarm. My name is Tracy, and today I just wanted to give you a tour of our greenhouse here in the winter time. It is 10 degrees outside last time I checked this morning, and it's probably about 10:30, something like that in the morning. And it is, well, let's just go see what the thermometer in here says. It's pretty nice. It says 80 from where I can see, but let's go check that out. And the outside temperature says 20 or 19, but I know that's wrong because everything else is saying about 10, and the digital thermometer that's outside is like directly in the sun, so I'd say that's why it's reading a little bit more. But man, it's really nice in here. I mean, it doesn't at all feel like a 80-degree day that would be during the summertime for sure. So anyway, if you're new to our channel, I wanted to show you about the greenhouse just a little bit. We've got a 20 by 20 carport. It's a tri-state carport frame. We didn't have any metal put on it. I just bought the frame, and we've got some other videos on that. I'll put those right up here. And I recently just insulated, if you can see here behind me. What I do is I just have the bottom 36 inches. Let's see here. The bottom 36 inches is metal on the outside, and that way the plastic didn't go all the way down to the ground. And before we got heat put in this building this winter, I could definitely tell that's where the cold was coming through at. And we were getting a lot of heat loss just from the sun's heat, even just coming through the plastic during the daytime. So I went ahead and put this 3/4 inch pink foam. It's a Owens Corning, I believe. It has a Pink Panther on it. It's I don't know the R value, R6 maybe, something like that, but it's made a night and day difference. And we did plumb in some heat. Let me switch the camera around here and show you what I'm talking about. So I did plumb some heat in from the wood stove that's in our connected to our house in the little shop part, and we just have a hot blast wood furnace, and you can see right there that I just plumbed that in, and that's just running through a 6-inch insulated tubing. And again, you can see that Owens Corning all the way around, and we had an extra sheet over here, that's why that's standing there. But it's just basically the same height as all the metal that's around, and just threw some scrap pieces here on the door. But okay, so now let's address the plastic. What we have going on is not just regular plastic. It's of course it's greenhouse plastic, but it's a double layer, and then we have air blown in between it. I'm not sure if the video you can really tell, but there is probably a good foot and a half of gap right up here in between both layers, and on the sides it's definitely not that much, but in the very middle it does a little better. Yeah, look at that fire hazard. So we have this little blower motor, and it blows constantly air in between the two layers of plastic. And so the outside layer, right here we probably got 4 inches, something like that, and you can see there's frost there, but that is actually not on the inside layer. This is actually semi-warm to touch, and or it's not cold anyway. And if you touch, if you push through, that's really cold out there. And this right here, you may be wondering if you haven't seen that before, is our compost mixer. It's made out of an old dryer, and we just throw different compost in there, when we're making our dirt mixture for the tubs that we plant in. And we turn the dryer on, it plugs right into 110, and we keep throwing in different dirts, and makes pretty good soil for our tubs. So let's get to what we've got growing. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of greens growing this time of year. You really your salad greens do really good in the wintertime, and And today's date is, I believe, January the 12th, 2018. I do have some dill here that's quite tall, and you know, it's doing really well. And it actually got really cold in here before I got heat in, and so you can see down here all this stuff kind of died off, and I really thought I lost the whole crop, and that really wasn't the case. But that died off, and really sad story, I lost all my tomato plants too. And this is our first winter in the greenhouse, and I thought it wasn't going to get that cold in here, and that was just me being foolish. But we've got a tremendous amount of lettuces, and we've got some I believe this is a red romaine. We've got some blue kale right here, and I think that's a little bit more blue kale. Got some spinach. We really love spinach. I've planted and replanted our cilantro, and it still hasn't come up. There is a little green right there, but I'm not sure. That might be a weed, but we'll see. And let's see, we got some more of that red lettuce, and this actually is going to be, I'm going to try cucumbers. I haven't seen any sprouts yet, but I went ahead and planted what I might call a cover crop. That way we don't get a bunch of grasses and weeds, because a lot of our compost does come from Clydesdale Farm, Budweiser Clydesdale Farm, and as you can see, there are some grasses growing on that side. And I'd say, you know, that's just seeds from the hay that the horses eat. And of course we don't put that in till, we don't mix in that compost till probably 3 years or more after it's been composted, but apparently there's still some seeds in it. And I figured we'd have a little bit of cover crop in there. And actually, you know, I kind of see that might not be grass, because that right there, I don't know if the camera will zoom in, but that right there looks a lot like its neighbor plant right there. So this summer I did have a tremendous amount of dill right there. The seeds fell, and that's probably what we're noticing there too, but I do know that grasses have been growing in that. We had some kale here that Ashley and I just uprooted and fed that to the chickens, so we've got to add a little bit more soil. That we took off all of the roots of the kale, the dinosaur kale that we were growing, and we're going to resow that. I would imagine we're going to resow that into spinach, just like right here, and this spinach is going to be ready to start harvesting any day now. You know, what I like to do is have enough spinach growing and enough greens that we can just, you know, clip some from here, from this bed. And today, you know, and then in 4 or 5 days, it's going to be back to where it is now. So, of course, you can see that the rates of this one here versus this planter here, and of course this one here, are all growing at different rates. And you know, maybe we should have planted them all at the same time, but this way we've got, you know, a constant harvest going. We've got some leftover mint. Actually got this mint start from Stacy Doug and Stacy gave that to us. Super nice folks. We visited them. That was a good time. And it's not getting much sun right now, so I'd say that's probably one reason why it's dying off, and maybe I should move it over in the sun. Just didn't know what kind of room I was going to have. Got some peach trees from the neighbors this year, some starts, and they are pretty much ready to be transplanted outside. I mean, these things when we got them were, you know, 5-6 inches tall, and they've grown quite a bit. That's probably a good 3 foot on every single one of those trees. I think there's probably about 24-25 trees left that survived. I gave some to my cousin Trevor as well, and we actually did prune these back, and about 2 months ago, you can see right here, I pruned them back right into the fall season, and I thought, well, that would be good for making them small, and then we could put them out. But in a greenhouse, they don't stop growing. So until it did get real cold in here, they continued to grow even after I pruned them. Got some leftover red romaine lettuce growing down there amongst the peach trees. again, we just got some more kales and such right here. This one actually might be a blue kale, and I told you wrong earlier. Those over there I think are a black kale. I don't know, there's some dinosaur kale mixed in here too, so maybe I should have wrote that all down. Got a little compost pile right there. That's mainly from everything that we pull up. So let me tell you the sad story about our tomatoes. Hold on, let me switch the cameras back. Okay, so along this south wall right here, I had, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 containers of tomatoes. So there was 2 of them that, actually there was 2 over here behind me as well. So we had a couple of tomato plants that were they were all from Baker Creek Seed Company, heirloom tomatoes, but some were black cherry. But I had at least 4 to 5 containers that were the Cherokee purples, and we really like those. They're just a good all-around rich tomato. Anyway, they were growing, and we had implemented an idea that we had seen from Curtis. I'm sure if you watch any type of gardening videos, you'll know who I'm talking about. Maybe Curtis Stone, I don't know, that doesn't sound right, but anyway, he's from Canada, you know who I'm talking about. He doesn't cage his tomatoes, and he actually takes some string and ties them up, and that worked really good, especially in the greenhouse. And we let's see, to this board that's right here. So we tied strings at the bottom of the buckets, and we tied them up to that board. And anyway, we had 6-7 foot tall tomato plants, and you know, they were just bunched out. Really, they were huge, you know, open plants, allowing them to grow just like if you were doing a fruit tree. You really want to make that fruit tree open in the middle, that way the sun gets to everything. And that's how those tomatoes were doing. And it wasn't, man, that sun is super bright. So it really wasn't, man, what am I trying to say? Yeah, anyway, it was open, and it was making gonna be making for a bountiful harvest. Anyway, what I had going on was, like I said earlier, I did not have any heat in here, and the cold came on us. I didn't get the heat plumbed in yet, and those 7 foot tall tomato plants that had tomatoes on them, some of them were almost ripe, died off within one night. It was crazy because it really wasn't even wintertime yet. I think that was back in, might have even been October, late October, and we just got like a cold spell for a week. Killed all the tomato plants, and that's kind of what you see back here. I don't know if the light's going to show you that or not, but a lot of dead plant material. It was really sad to see that happen, because I really wanted to have some tomato plants the first of the year, some tomatoes the first of the year. There is one thing that I am doing this year, or doing right now, that I have never done in the greenhouse. Okay, so this entire 15 foot by, we'll call it 40 inches, 15 foot by 40 inch section here, I got my dad's tiller in here, actually a tiller he gave me, and before I swapped the engines on it, I come in here and I tilled this whole thing up. But first, before I tilled it up, I plowed it old school style with a shovel, and I'm digging along. You know, I don't know, I bet I dug 100 times through here, and that way, you know, it would break that ground loose. I just dug it with a regular shovel, and then I added a bunch of our composted soil to it, and then I tilled it all in. And that was probably about 5 days ago, and then I planted the seeds, watered it in, and we've got a lot of things growing here. And I just see today that I have some starts coming up. So if you look real close, right there, and a bunch in there, so we've got radishes. I've got 8 rows of radishes here, and then I've got a section of dinosaur kale. I've got a section of some really cool red lettuce. I'm not really sure what it is. I got it from Baker Creek. I'll have to look at the seed packet and tell you, but I think that it's going to be really fun. and then we've got 3 rows of carrots down there. Carrots haven't popped up yet, but I do see everything else is sprouting. You can kind of come in here and see some small sprouts of that kale right there, and then that lettuce that's over here, you can see those small sprouts. So I'm pretty excited about this, and yeah, this should be a pretty good winter. Well, thanks for watching the video. If you haven't checked us out before, if this is your first time, I do appreciate you watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Check out our other channels as well. I do have a personal channel, just my name, Tracy Frederick. I'll put that link in the description below. And I just put random videos on there. I used to do a lot of truck and tractor pulling. Got some old videos of that if you're interested in. Sometimes I build things, and I put those videos on there too. Just little short clips that really doesn't pertain anything to homesteading or farm life. And it seems like if I upload things like that, I start losing subscribers on this channel. Whether or not that's right or wrong, not sure, but I do have that channel, and I had it before I had this channel, so I'm going to keep putting videos over there. We also did start up a new channel, and it's for all of our drone videos. We'll still have drone footage on our videos that we do here at Farm Alarm, but we started a new channel called Drone Farm because sure enough, every time I record a video that's just like a sole drone only video, that's, you know, there's no talking, it's just music in the background, you know, drone tour, whatever you want to call it, man, I lose a lot of subscribers. So, you know, I understand that people are here to you know, hear about homesteading or blackberry gardening. It seems like I have a video out there that how to prune your blackberries. If you haven't seen that, I'll link that up here as well. But that's getting a lot of hits. But anyway, you know, maybe people are here to see stuff like that, and when I upload something to do with a drone, you know, they're like, what is this? I'm leaving, I'm out of here. So you can't please everybody, but either way, we've ported all of our videos, our drone videos that we've made, over to Drone Farm. I'll link that in the description and at the end of this video too. And actually, I've got some new drone videos coming out. I've got one of Warm Spring Ranch, which is the Budweiser Clydesdale farm. A friend of mine, Greg, who has a crane company, he went and set some of the letters off of the old Budweiser building from St. Louis that they got down here at Warm Spring Ranch. So it's a really awesome video. I'll probably have that out early next week and do a channel update as well for this channel. So thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Just getting used to this new DJI Osmo gimbal, handheld gimbal. So maybe the video is a little more stable for you. I just noticed that I've been looking at when I'm in selfie mode here, I've been looking at the screen and not the camera. So if it looks like I'm not looking at you, sorry about that. I'll get the hang of it. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next video. If you guys like this video, I'm sure you're going to like our brand new channel right here on YouTube. It's called Drone Farm. I'm going to leave a link right here. We'll also leave a link in the description below, but here's a preview of what you're going to see right over there on Drone Farm. Thanks for watching again. See ya.